Welcome in week 16 edition of the Cash Process. I am your host, Ben Hostler. We are here to recap week 15, preview the week 16 NFL DFS slate. First and foremost, I want to wish everyone watching this video and everyone that's watched all season happy holidays. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate all the love that you guys give me. Very blessed to be able to provide, content. And I couldn't be more thankful for everyone that watches one of our videos every single week. So shout out to you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this week, like the video on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It really does help out. It was a good week 15 for me. Got back on, I was like on a 5-week win streak, and then I lost week 14. Got back in the cash in week 15. Had a good cash lineup on DraftKings, had a good cash lineup on FanDuel. If you guys were watching my Sunday stream, it was a little scuffed because I was on the road. I was doing it from my phone, but we got that late Tyreek Hill news. I told you guys, I remember before I got off the stream, I said, one thing is certain, we don't really ever get late news like this in the NFL. So it's pretty much a guarantee that people will not react properly to that news. And that showed. Jalen Waddle was extremely low owned on DraftKings. And I didn't play Jalen Waddle in cash, but I just remember I pretty sure we could go back and look, and I said something to that effect, like Jalen Waddle's not going to be as high owned as he would if this news came out 3 days ago. So Jalen Waddle was really low owned on DraftKings. He had a great game. I played him in cash on FanDuel, and he wasn't like low owned as he was on DraftKings, but still probably wasn't what he should have been. So that was great over on FanDuel. On DraftKings, what I ended up doing was I played Cedric Wilson for 3,000. He only had 2 points. So, it wasn't like I reacted to the Miami news and I got this big win from it. What happened was Cedric Wilson only scored 2 points, but the players above him that were chalky, such as Rashid Shaheed and like Demario Douglas, those guys, Demarcus Robinson did good, but Shaheed and Douglas ended up being, I think, higher owned than Robinson for the most part. But he basically, was on pace. Like those guys didn't really do anything. Like Shaheed had like 6, Douglas, I can't remember what he had, but so him only getting 2 didn't kill me because the guys that people played over him didn't do anything. And then what it allowed me to do with my lineup was Trey McBride was going to be really, really chalky coming into the week. And then just the way pricing worked out, people were going down to Chigakonkwo or Tucker Kraft. And that drop from Shaheed level pricing tier down to said Wilson at 3K, that allowed me to move up my tight end to Trey McBride. He went for 29 DraftKings points. CMC wasn't 100% owned like he should have been. So it was a good week for me on both sites. And I'm excited for this week. We have a lot of football this week. We have Thursday night showdown. We have 2 games on Saturday. So I'll be playing the 2-game slate. We have main slate on Sunday, be playing that. And then Sunday night showdown, I'll be playing that. And then we got 3 games on Monday, Christmas Day. So I'll be playing the 3-game slate and then maybe the night game showdown between the Niners and Ravens as well. So this is I've said this a month ago, this is a great time to sign up. If you want to sign up with us, dfskarma.com, you want access to my core plays every single slate, who I'm playing in my lineups. You can tail along. Matt, Anthony, all of our analysts over here. Good time to sign up. We're getting a lot of football action this week. We have NBA DFS going as well, and then we got Christmas NBA as well. So if you guys want to tail along, dfskarma.com/pricing, reach out to me on Twitter. I might be able to hook you up maybe with a little assistance on your first month if you're interested. But let's dive in here. So also, right before I get into the plays, I know this is a long-winded intro here, but I am going to be posting. So this video is coming out. This video will be out on Wednesday for the main slate. On Friday, I will have a video for the 2-game Saturday slate. And then on Saturday, I will have a video, probably Saturday night, I will have a video for the Christmas Day, Monday NFL slate. So we will have content up for those smaller slates. So just be on the lookout here on the channel. Let's dive in. It's a smaller main slate this week because of all this spread out games. We only have 9 games on the docket here. And out of the 9 games, there's 4 good totals. So you would assume that, ownership is going to concentrate on those 4 good games. We have Indy Atlanta at like a 44.5. We have Arizona Chicago at like a 44. We have Minnesota Detroit at like a 47. And then we have Miami Dallas in the 4 o'clock window, the big game of the week, at 51 total. So it's been kind of rare that we've seen these 51 totals this year. So that's like a sizable total to have. So those are the games that I think a lot of these cashy chalk plays are going to come from, which does make it a fun tournament slate. But we'll see by the time we get to the weekend how straightforward it was. I told you guys on the Sunday stream last week that I felt really good about last week. Like it just seemed like an easy build to me. So hopefully it's like that again this week. At quarterback, Tua, Dak at the top. They're both in that 51 total game. I think they're fine. I don't think that either of them are cash plays, though. I think that if you're looking to spend up here, so we have no Josh Allen on the slate. So you can kind of eliminate spending up on quarterback, in my opinion, because there's no Josh Allen here. Fields at 7,100, I think, is where people are going to go for cash games, or maybe not where everyone's going to go, but he's going to project, I think, the best here. He's been inconsistent, certainly. We're getting some 12s and 11s in the game log there, but he still has this 30, 25-point upside. Now he gets Arizona, who we know is like, one of the worst defenses in football. He's at home, 7,100. Justin Fields will project well and be high owned by the time he gets to the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to play him as of now, but I do think he will be probably the highest owned play by the time we get to the weekend. Dropping down here, we'll have to see what happens with Trevor Lawrence in concussion protocol. I mean, him being out would certainly affect some things. CJ Stroud, it sounds like, will not be playing this week. We did get some news on that. The line flipped. The Texans were favored. Line moved pretty much 4 points in favor of the Browns. And then those reports came out that he probably wouldn't be playing. So it looks like he will be out. Goff is a GPP play for me in that decent 47 total game. Home road splits will be put to the test here, but it is a dome, so I'm not as worried about it. I'm interested in some of these 5K guys. So I think what I'm going to be doing here is playing Fields at 71 or dropping down to this tier here. We have Nick Mullins and Joe Flacco. Those are the 2 guys that stick out to me. I talked about Joe Flacco on last week's video, how I think pretty much what I said was the reason why we can play Joe Flacco with confidence is in the past years, the Browns were one of the most run-heavy teams in football. And for whatever reason, Kevin Stefanski is much more confident in allowing Joe Flacco to throw the ball than his other quarterbacks. So they've completely flipped. They are no longer one of the most run-heavy teams in football. They've been one of the most pass-heavy teams in football the last 3-4 weeks with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Another 44 attempts against the Bears, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns. If he's getting me mid 20s DraftKings points at 5,500, that's a win. So I like Joe Flacco again this week. I like Nick Mullins. I guess there's benching risk when you talk about someone like Nick Mullins more so than a Joe Flacco or anyone else really in this range. There is some benching risk, but if he can just not turn the ball over, it really, the only way he gets benched is if he like throws 2 or 3 picks again. I think maybe then that could happen, but we know he has upside. I mean, he got the 300-yard bonus against Cincy, 2 touchdowns. And that came with like a red zone interception. Like he could have had another touchdown or at least few more points. So this is one of the better games of the week. Vikings at home here against Detroit. You can throw on Detroit, like definitely. So I like Nick Mullins again. I like Joe Flacco again, and I'm going to be interested in those guys in cash or going up to Fields. That's my tentative plan. We also have Heineke starting for Atlanta in a decent game at 48. That seems a little thin to me. I'd rather just get up to one of those other guys. So yeah, I don't know who I'm going to put in for the tentative. I'll put Fields in for the tentative build, but I could see myself spending down. We'll see what happens by the time we get to the weekend. A reason why I don't know, like on a normal week, I may be more inclined to spend down, but we have no CMC on this slate. and Tyreek is really the only guy that I could see forcing into my lineups. So I don't know if I'll need as much salary as usual, but we'll see here as we get through. All right, go to running back. Best running back playing the slate, in my opinion, Rachaad White, 7,400. He's also the most expensive running back playing the slate. So it's going to be a mid-tier running back week in tournaments because there's just no one to really focus on spending up for. Love Rachaad White. Yeah, I've been talking about him for weeks. Super consistent role. Yeah, I like him. I think he's going to go in the tentative build here. You also have Mostert and Achane, the Miami guys. We'll see if Taylor comes back. So if Jonathan Taylor does not come back for this game, it sounds like Moss is going to suit up, but I don't know how you could have any like confidence in that right now. So Indy could provide maybe some value as we approach the weekend. We'll see. The Detroit guys are good plays. Like all these guys in this 65 to 75K tier, all these guys are good plays. I think White is the one that sticks out for cash. People might want to do the Pollard thing again because of how good the game is. I mean, he just got scripted out of that game basically. Against the Bills, they got down so quick. I don't know if that'll happen against Miami, so I wouldn't be as worried about it. But White sticks out to me. Bijan Robinson, people may want to play. It's just so risky, man. You just don't know. He's going to project well. It's a good game. You can run on Indy. It's just really risky. I don't have an answer on if he's a cash play right now. I think I'd put him in the pool, but it would take a lot to fire him in my cash lineup, I think. The guy that sticks out to me down here, Ty Chandler, 5,600. We saw that report from Kevin O'Connell that he was going to be featured in the offense moving forward. I haven't seen on Madison like if he's going to be able to suit up this week, but Ty Chandler played so good against Cincy. 5,600 looks pretty good to me there. We'll see about Brian Robinson. We could get Antonio Gibson again here. If AJ Dillon's out again, I'd feel more inclined maybe to look at Aaron Jones at 6,400. He had a decent game. But yeah, running back is weird. I think that I would consider even someone like Chuba Hubbard in here. It's going to be definitely a mid-tier running back week. I can't even find two running backs that I want to put in this tentative cash build. So I'll just put Ty Chandler in and just like we'll say Alexander Madison's out. We're going to fire up Ty Chandler, but we don't know that until we get to the weekend here. Moving on to receiver, like I said, Tyreek Hill is a priority for me with no CMC on the slate. He's the best play on the slate. I think he's going to be fully healthy here. I think he could have played against the Jets if he had to. They were being cautious, held him out. And look, the narratives are in play here. He needs some big games to hit that 2,000 receiving yard mark. I think he sat out because he knows he can still get it in these last 3 games. So Tyreek is going in the lineup for me. All these other guys, CD, St. Brown, Jefferson, and great plays. No issues with them, but they're definitely a step behind Tyreek when it comes to cash games. Pittman, we'll see if he's able to play. Nico Collins, we'll see if he's able to play. We could get some value there with those teams. If no Pittman, obviously Downs in the mid-5s would become a great play. If no Nico Collins, Case Keenum was feeding Noah Brown, so he would become a decent option. He might be a decent option anyways, just because there still is no Tank Dell, and he's only 5,200. So, yeah, he could be a fine option regardless. The Seattle guys for tournaments are great spots, except for Smith and the Jigba at 45. I think you can consider him for cash. Really, really good spot here against Tennessee for them. And then we could get some value from Jacksonville. So they're already down Christian Kirk. They could be down Zay Jones here as well. So Calvin Ridley at 6,300 is going to project well. But more importantly, Parker Washington all the way down here at 3,800 is going to be your chalky play of the week. So we're going to put him in the tentative cash build. I skipped over this big mids here. As of now, none of these guys stick out. Like Downs would stick out to me if Pittman's out. Lockett, I think, sticks out at 56. Garrett Wilson at 5,800 for sure against Washington, like that sticks out. Like you could definitely consider him. It's just the Jets are so bad, but I mean, that's the best possible matchup that he could have. So you could as of now, my favorite mid-tier plays here, Garrett Wilson at 58, and then Downs, if no Pittman, or Lockett at 56. Jaden Reed, if Jaden Reed is in and Christian Watson's out, I would consider Jaden Reed again. If Jaden Reed's out and Christian Watson's in, I would consider Christian Watson. If both of them happen to be out, you do have Dontavian Wicks here at 4,300. His price is starting to come up. So this is why I'm less enthused on Wicks unless we got both of those guys out. If both are out, then yeah, you're smashing Wicks at 4,300. If one of them are in, I'd probably prefer the one that's in over Wicks. I would prefer Smith and the Jigba for 200 more to Wicks. I would probably prefer Elijah Moore to Wicks. And then obviously Parker Washington, who I already put in the lineup, I would prefer to Wicks. So a lot of moving parts when it comes to the Packers, guys. We'll see. Best guess would be Watson out. I mean, the guy literally has not even practiced since he got hurt. So best guess, Watson out, Reed in. I don't know though. I don't know. I'm gonna put for the tentative lineup, I'll put in Wicks, but I just don't know. You know, there's a lot of moving parts. We'll see by the time we get to the weekend. Tight end, we have Sam Laporta at the top. We have TJ Hawkinson here against Detroit. Revenge game for TJ Hawkinson against the Lions. He obviously faced the Lions, I think, last season. I can't remember. I should have looked that up prior to the video here. But yeah, Hawkinson revenge. Mullins feeds tight ends, so yeah, I think TJ is a good play. But Trey McBride is the best tight end in fantasy football right now. His role is elite. He is going in my cash lineup right now. I have to play Trey McBride, I think. Also, so David Njoku at 53 is a fine tournament play. If he was still in the mid fours, I think you could make an argument. But now that he's up over 5K, it's just tough for me to say fade Trey McBride right now. Like Njoku for tournaments, though. Like Komet for tournaments. Like Tucker Kraft for tournaments at 37. So some decent tight end options this week. But Trey McBride, I mean, just look at this roll. 11, 9, 9, 9, 7 targets. DraftKings points, 24, 9, 13, 22, 23. Just really, really strong roll and tough to fade, in my opinion. Defense, I mean, we're looking to save money here, especially looking at my average remaining per player. I would be looking to save some cash here. So like Tampa Bay at home here. Carolina even at home. Just put them in. Gives you 4,100. For your flex spot, I'm sure you could make that work. Or we can move some stuff around. We could just easily just take Fields out, go down to Flacco or Mullins, and then you got plenty of money. So this is along the lines of something I'll be playing this week as of now. Thank you guys for making it through the video. Like I said, I'll have a video live for the Saturday slate on Friday. I'll have a video live on Saturday night for the Christmas Day slate. Sign up, dfskarma.com/pricing. This is a great week to sign up. We have tons of NFL action and NBA coming up. So if you want to tail along with my core plays, hop in there, message me on Twitter. I'll hook you up with a promo code. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck in your week 16 contests, and I'll see you guys in week 17.